Welcome to Big Idea, Herdly, where you can learn something new in just a few minutes. Today, we study together From Chinatown to Every Town, in which we probe into the transformative journey of Chinese immigrants from urban Chinatowns to establishing Chinese restaurants in the heart of rural America. Liang is professor of sociology at the State University of New York at Albany. Don't go away. Herdly, the editor, will be right back with the story. The migration of Chinese immigrants from traditional urban Chinatowns to the remote corners of rural America is a fascinating evolution of adaptation and entrepreneurial spirit. This transformation didn't happen overnight, nor was it a mere relocation of businesses. It represents a broader narrative of how Chinese immigrants not only sought new opportunities, but also redefined the cultural and economic landscapes of areas previously untouched by such diversity. This book delves into the stories of these immigrants, many of whom came to the United States with little more than a dream and a willingness to work hard. They left the comfort of established Chinatowns, where social networks were strong and familiarity with the language and culture provided a safety net. Yet, driven by the desire to build a better life, they ventured into unfamiliar territories, bringing with them their rich culinary traditions and a tireless work ethic. Story 1. Lisa Zheng in Corpus Christi, Texas. One such story is that of Lisa Zheng, a 38-year-old immigrant from rural Fujian, China. In 2004, she arrived in the United States and soon after married her husband. Together, with financial help from their parents, they opened a large buffet-style restaurant in Corpus Christi, Texas, in 2006. The restaurant now employs a diverse team, including 5 Mexicans, 3 local white workers, and 6 Chinese immigrants. Despite being far from any large Chinese community, Lisa and her husband maintain strong connections with New York's Chinatown, where they source workers and supplies. The local mayor even considers their restaurant the best Chinese establishment in town, often dining there himself. This story highlights the persistence and adaptability of Chinese immigrants, as well as their ability to thrive in environments vastly different from the urban Chinatowns they left behind. The economic and social networks that made it possible. The success of these immigrant entrepreneurs is not just a tale of hard work. It is also about the intricate web of economic and social networks that facilitated their ventures. These networks provided the essential support and resources needed to start and sustain businesses in areas where such operations were previously non-existent. For many, employment agencies in Chinatowns acted as the initial point of contact. These agencies were crucial in linking restaurant owners with potential employees, many of whom were recent immigrants themselves. The employment agencies served as a bridge between the bustling urban centers and the quiet, often isolated rural towns where these new restaurants were established. One of the most striking aspects of this network is how it transcended geographical boundaries, maintaining a strong connection between the immigrants' new lives and their roots in the Chinatowns of major cities. This ongoing connection is evident in the way supplies, workers, and even personal services like tax preparation and wedding arrangements continue to flow from New York's Chinatown to these remote locations. Story 2. Guanchen in Dayton, Ohio. Guanchen's story further illustrates this point. A 35-year-old immigrant from rural Fujian province, Guan came to the United States in 2000. Nearly a decade later, in 2009, he and his wife opened a takeout restaurant near a GM factory in Dayton, Ohio. This was during a particularly challenging economic time, as they had to endure the fallout from the 2008 global financial crisis. Despite these difficulties, Guan maintained strong ties with New York, relying on a Chinatown accountant and often traveling back for personal reasons. This ongoing connection to Chinatown underscores the importance of the networks that Chinese immigrants rely on, even when they move far beyond the urban centers where these networks are traditionally concentrated. Adapting to new environments and overcoming challenges. As these immigrants moved into new territories, they faced numerous challenges beyond just starting a business. They had to navigate a different social landscape, often marked by limited access to the familiar comforts of Chinatown life. This meant adapting to local customs, establishing new social connections, and, in some cases, overcoming racial and cultural barriers. For instance, the employment of non-Chinese workers in these restaurants not only helped bridge cultural gaps, but also fostered a sense of community in areas where Chinese immigrants were few and far between. This integration was not always easy, and there were certainly instances of friction and misunderstanding. However, over time, many Chinese immigrants found ways to coexist and even thrive in their new environments, contributing to the local economy and culture in significant ways. Story 3: The unexpected success of Peking Noodle Parlor in Montana. A particularly memorable story from the book is that of Peking Noodle Parlor in Butte, Montana. Boasting over a century of continuous operation, this restaurant is one of the oldest Chinese eateries in the United States. Located in a town with a population of just 756, Peking Noodle Parlor is a testament to the lasting influence of Chinese cuisine and culture, even in the most unexpected places. The restaurant's success is a direct result of the owner's ability to adapt to local tastes while maintaining the authenticity of traditional Chinese dishes. This story serves as a powerful example of how Chinese immigrants have managed to establish deep roots in communities far removed from the bustling urban Chinatowns, where their journeys in America often began. The impact on American culinary and cultural landscapes. The spread of Chinese restaurants across rural America has had a profound impact on the country's culinary and cultural landscapes. Chinese food, once considered exotic and confined to the urban Chinatowns, has become a staple in many American households. The proliferation of these restaurants has introduced millions of Americans to flavors and culinary techniques that they might never have experienced otherwise. Moreover, the presence of these restaurants has often served as a gateway to broader cultural exchange. As local populations became more familiar with Chinese food, they also became more open to learning about Chinese culture and traditions. This exchange has been mutually beneficial, with Chinese immigrants finding a sense of belonging in their new communities while contributing to the cultural richness of the areas they settled in. The broader implications of this migration pattern. The migration of Chinese immigrants from Chinatowns to rural America is not just about food and business. it is also about the broader implications for immigration and integration in the United States. This movement represents a shift in the traditional patterns of immigrant settlement, challenging the notion that immigrants must stay within the confines of ethnic enclaves to succeed. Instead, it shows that with the right support networks, immigrants can thrive in a wide range of environments, bringing with them new perspectives and contributions that enrich the entire nation. As the editor of Hardly, by understanding these shifts and stories, we can envision a future where the movement of people and ideas across cultural and geographical boundaries leads to even greater innovation, understanding, and cooperation in our increasingly interconnected world. The journey of Chinese immigrants from urban Chinatowns to rural America, as explored in this book, is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of these entrepreneurs. This migration not only transformed the culinary landscape of the United States, but also brought about significant cultural exchange in areas far removed from traditional immigrant enclaves. The key to their success lies in the intricate network of economic and social ties that Chinese immigrants maintained with Chinatowns, ensuring they could thrive even in the most unexpected places. One particularly compelling story is that of Ming and Mei Wang, a couple from Guangdong who settled in a small town in Kentucky. In 2010, they opened a Chinese restaurant in a community where Chinese immigrants were almost non-existent. Facing initial skepticism from locals, the Wangs decided to incorporate locally sourced ingredients into their dishes, creating a fusion menu that appealed to American tastes while retaining authentic Chinese flavors. Their restaurant quickly became a local favorite, not only for its unique cuisine, but also for the warm, welcoming atmosphere that brought together people from all walks of life. Over time, the Wangs became integral members of the community, celebrated for their contributions to the town's cultural diversity. This narrative underscores the broader implications of the Chinese immigrant experience in rural America. It is a story of transformation, cultural integration, and the powerful impact of entrepreneurial spirit. The success of these immigrants in such diverse settings offers a glimpse into the future, where cultural and economic exchanges continue to shape and enrich our society in unexpected ways.